changing rooms. No, but that doesn't happen. I mean, if you're talking about trans women, yeah, they use the women's changing rooms, but I mean, like, where else would they?
I will shag her all night long.
There you going, Kevin?
I want to shag her, man.
Alright, okay. Okay. Wonderful. Wonderful. What was the most important discussion point in the most recent election? Abortion, war. I mean, genuinely, honestly, I was kind of surprised. I thought that abortion was going to do like a little bit better, I guess. I thought that people were going to be kind of concentrating on that a little bit better, but no, apparently it didn't. Trump is horrible for Ireland too. A ton of tech jobs will be lost. Yep, 100%. Yep, that's the thing that people don't fucking realize. Jesse, thank you so much for the follow. Nah, sorry, bro. ADHD got to me. Yeah, it's a wonderful excuse. Bye, Kevin. Listen, man, I'm just not into having fucking trolls up here. Or shit, it's TikTok. I can't swear. I'm just not into having trolls up here. Do you know what I mean? If you want to have a conversation, 100%. Why would people be concentrating on that when we kind of overturn Roe v. Wade? I mean, listen, there's ways of kind of doing it. You know, people an awful lot more educated than I am. In this case, Kamala would have, you know, I'm sure she would have done absolutely everything that she possibly could have done to try and get it done. Jesse, your father's a Trump supporter. How do I live with him? Whew, with difficulty, I would imagine. I don't know, man, honestly. Like, it's just something that I just don't think that, like, I've never kind of had to think about it in that way, I guess. Like, because, like, I mean, like, well, I don't live with anybody who is a Trump supporter. Nobody in my family is a Trump supporter, so I don't know. I mean, like, are they yeah, I guess just kind of what. Oh God, two people are requesting to join.
I'm gonna shag your mom. Really hard in the bum.
Okay, yeah, are you here to have another conversation? Okay, no, you're not. Bye, Callum. Oh. Okay, Tiff said, Jesse, does he share the same beliefs? Yeah, I mean, like, I guess it would just be kind of trying to get an idea of exactly where, not necessarily where you're coming from, but in the sense that, like, does he, okay, so does your father stand with Trump when on issues of abortion, on issues of foreign intervention, on issues of war, on issues of taxes, on issues of tariffs? You know, I mean, like, so just to kind of pinpoint one of them, and then to be kind of, and then to kind of come up with something to kind of argue back with them in that sense, I guess. Yes, definitely abortion. Okay, we have another person. I hope this is actually serious.
I'm gonna shag your mom.
Oh my God, above. What is fucking wrong with these people? America is an L. At the moment it is, yeah. If Kamala would do anything possible to fix the overturn of Roe v. Wade, why hadn't the Biden-Harris administration done it in the last 4 years? I don't know. Cynically, I would say that it's probably that they wanted something to kind of run on. They kind of wanted an issue to run on in the same way as Trump wanted the issue of the border to run on, which is why he got people to vote down the bill that was introduced by a Republican. Nah, just in general. Nah, it's an L now. It's an L now. Silent majority in Ireland, man. If like I don't know. Obviously, there are kind of. I mean, look, there are definitely stupid people in the United States, but Jesus Christ, there's definitely, it's not just there. Cracklock, are you gonna take it seriously, or there's 2 people requesting? So your position is that it's not about fixing issues, but rather remaining in office. Unfortunately, kind of, yeah. I mean, it's the kind of game of yeah, it's the game of politics, like, unfortunately, you know. That's really kind of unfortunate to say. Like, it genuinely is. But yeah. Join, I am serious. Wonderful.
Hello.
How you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm not too bad. Do you disagree with the prompt?
Yeah.
Okay. So why do you think that Trump would be good for the U.S.?
I personally think he'd be good for the economy and like the people, in my opinion.
Okay. By doing what?
I've seen that he's trying to like take the prices of like general stuff like groceries down and tax stuff like that.
Sure. Yeah, he talked about doing that. Did he mention any policies on how he was going to do it?
No.
Okay. Do you not also agree that he had done an interview where he was asked that exact question and he said he had no idea how he was going to do it?
I haven't seen that.
Okay. I mean, like, so you don't have it, like, has he said any sort of a policy that he's going to do to affect the economy at all? I mean, like basically what I'm kind of asking you is, like, why do you believe that he's going to be able to do that?
I don't know. I wasn't really listening to that. My bad.
Okay, why do you think that he's going to be good for the economy, considering that he doesn't have a policy proposal on how to do so?
I don't know.
Okay, I mean, am I genuinely to take this seriously? Good chat. How you going, man? Oh, Jesus Christ. Serious people only. Jesus Christ, man! I can't believe I have to say this. Jesus, like, just please. JG, are you going to be serious?
Hello, hello.
Well, I presume you disagree with the prompt?
I mean, in some way.
Okay. Why do you think that Trump is going to be good for the US?
Why do you think he's not gonna be good?
Because he was president before and he was terrible?
What do you think he did terrible in his time last time?
He didn't keep a single promise that he made. He drove up inflation. He massively deficit spent. I mean, he rolled back LGBTQ protections. He has now rolled back some kind of basic, just civil rights protections, undoing a law that was put on the books 60 years ago. So, I mean, the evidence is kind of there.
Okay, may I ask for like, can you turn on the music? Because I can't really hear you.
Can you what?
The music.
What?
You have some background music.
Do I?
Yeah.
Okay, I think that might have fixed it. Yeah, all right, okay, okay. First TikTok live here, guys. I genuinely did not know that was happening. Anyway, yeah, go on. Well, COVID, of course, started under Trump because it started in 2020. Biden didn't take office until January 20th of the following year, so it would absolutely started under Trump. But just to kind of get back to the economic issues, what did he specifically do to impact the economy? What policies did he pass that directly impacted the economy? Yeah, no, but right, but what? Yeah, but what policies though did he do? That was just a series of statements. It wasn't a policy. Right, but I mean, dude, wow. Um, the economy was definitely better in some aspects for some people. It was not it was definitely was not for the kind of average American, not for the middle class, not for the working class. Uh, as I said, I mean, like he massively deficit spent. I don't. That's just not the metrics of a good economy. But the U.S. has bounced back faster than any other major first world country. Every country has suffered since COVID. Every country has suffered from inflation, from all of these other things that the US has been suffering with, and they bounce back quicker than any other country. Right. I mean, like that may be so, but the point is that they still bounce back faster, and they still did a better job in all of those sorts of aspects and all of those sorts of things. So I just don't. I mean, like, I'm just not seeing the bad job that Biden did. And listen, man, I'm a fucking socialist. I am way further far, like I am way further farther left than Biden is. So I mean, like I am not some Biden stan over here. Like, I'm just not understanding the bad job that he did. Well, yeah, no, I mean he didn't, and you had brought up the border wall. He didn't build the border wall. He built some of it, but it's not all of it. Nowhere near like the like full thing. So if I'm to give him probably more credit than he deserves, probably. But again, if we're to go back to kind of promises made and promises kept, did Mexico pay for the wall? Right. So why, when a Republican introduced a border bill, did Trump ask them to defeat it? It when when Republicans in Congress introduced a border bill that would massively crack down on immigration, why did Trump get on the phone to all of the people in Congress who were Republicans and ask them to kill the bill? If the border is something that Trump cares about so massively, why would he defeat? Why would he ask them to kill that bill? The bill, the bill that was introduced into Congress to massively expand border control and to stop the flow of immigration into the country. It was introduced by a Republican, endorsed by the Border Patrol. Why did Trump ask ask them to kill the bill?
Uh, when was this?
couple of months before the election.
Okay, so you see, it's late Trump. I think in the latest months of Trump's presidency, he had more focus on the economic hike. The budget was more focused on COVID. So if he uses more money on, for example, border patrol and immigration, which he already has reduced a lot, so it's not as big as a problem as inflation.
Wait,
His
what?
priority.
But no, hang on. But you've just said that he did all like so much work at the border,
Mhm.
but the most comprehensive border bill that has been introduced in recent U.S. history was introduced into Congress a couple of months before Trump was elected again, and he called the Republicans to ask them to kill the bill. Why did he do that if he cares about the border?
Because he probably got them on the plans. He hasn't really spoken a lot about the Mexican border a lot recently on the election.
Yes, of
Well,
course
he
he
probably got
has.
some
He did it in his
things,
inauguration speech.
I mean, his inspiration speech was more about fucking Gulf of America and the Panama Canal.
Yes, as well as talking about the border.
I can't really remember what he said about the border.
You can't remember what I said about the border, and I've said it
Now,
like
what
4
Trump
times.
said about the border.
Okay. But you claim that he cares about the border.
Well, obviously, he built the fucking wall down there. Of course, he cares about it.
Right. So why did he ask Congress to kill the bill that was going to fix the situation at the border?
I just told you because he got other plans about the border.
Because he has other plans at the border?
Yes.
And what right, and what are those plans?
Well, I don't know. But I also think it's because if he
Right, so
reduced
you just know that he has plans then. You don't know what the plans are. You
no,
just
I
you
assume
just
he got plans, okay?
right. Okay. Okay.
Well, so he kept his promise about deflating the immigration from Mexico to USA. Can we agree on that?
Yes.
Okay, so he kept his promise. Can we agree on that?
He which? What was the second statement you made?
He kept his promise.
Well, his promise was to build a border wall. He said that he was going
No,
to
no, no,
tackle
no.
immigration, but that was two separate promises.
Yeah, so he kept his promise about deflating the immigration.
Yeah, he kept that one. He didn't keep the promise about
Okay,
building the
so
border
he
wall
kept his
and making
promises.
Mexico
You
pay
said
for
he
it.
didn't keep any of his promises.
I didn't say that he didn't keep any of them. I said that the vast majority of the promises that he made when he was running the first time, he did not keep.
Okay. Well, he obviously kept that. I don't think he's bad.
So
I think he's way better than Biden right now. I'd rather have Trump than Kamala or Biden or who else can.
okay, yeah.
rather
No,
walk-
listen, look, man, I can't really hear you. Your mic is kind of janky or something like that. So yeah, no, I'm just gonna move on to the next person there. Okay.
Okay. You listen to me.
How you going, man?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, so I just wondered, so you said for the US. So what about
What about the corporation tax? He's going to lower the corporation tax so the companies move out of Ireland and go back there. So that's going to be good for the US, don't you think?
It might be good for the US. I can't. I mean, I am immediately recognizing the accent. I don't know why you're necessarily praising that.
Well, I'm just saying, like, your argument is for the US.
Connected.
Hold on one sec. Yeah, so what do you think of that?
I mean, like, it would be better in some way, like for the corporations themselves. But I mean, all they want to do is just pay the least amount of corporate tax. That's not like inherently better for the US. It's better for the companies. It's not inherently better for the US as a whole. Like
And then
how
what do you
does
think about the
how does
declassification of files from the assassinations of like JFK and Martin Luther King?
Yeah, no, look, I mean, I definitely think that they should have been like declassified a long time ago. But also, he said that he's not going to declassify the Epstein logs, and I wonder why. Wonderful. Um. hmm. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. I'm gonna guess that the name is Philip. You've been asking to join, man. I sent you an invite there. No sound detected. Fuck off. No sound detected. Fuck off. Oh. I love the way that TikTok over here in the kind of live studio thing is encouraging me to, or is asking me to encourage you guys to send gifts and stuff like that. Like, I'm not. Let's sure grant it. He just was in, Callum. Like, he just was in. I asked him why he didn't want to declassify the Epstein logs, and then he left. Holly says he's what they need to put an end to all the like, what exactly is he needed to put an end to? Like, what what exactly is he going to do? He's going to put his foot down with Putin. I mean, I don't particularly know how he's going to do that. Putin has his own agenda. Trump has his own agenda, or his own kind of preferred outcomes and stuff like that. So I don't really particularly know how he's going to do that. Callum, no, it's fine. Yeah, I mean, like, he was really Joe Biden was a puppet. Listen, quite possibly, like, quite possibly, I'm more than willing to admit that. Yeah, that, I mean, like, he possibly was a puppet of somebody. Who that necessarily was, like, I mean, like, it doesn't really fucking matter, because the shit that he did was good. Not all of it, obviously, but like that, like, he did an awful lot of good things. So listen, if he was somebody's puppet, that's a little bit kind of unfortunate. The fact that he was kept in the position that he was, and he didn't just step down and let Kamala just kind of take over the job. But why was he a puppet? Listen, I am not a doctor. I am not in the medical field. I am not going to diagnose anybody with absolutely anything. Joe Biden had a significant amount of kind of gaffes and stuff like that, and some just like some straight up stupid statements that he would make. I'm not gonna diagnose him with absolutely anything. But that's not to say, I mean, that like Trump hasn't had his gaffes either. So I mean, are gaffs determinant of absolutely anything? Not really. So wait, now hang on there now. MK, I don't necessarily disagree with you, but at the same time, it's kind of that's a that's quite an accusation. I think Trump is exactly what America needs, especially with West. Holly, listen, if you want to come up, you know, invite button is right there, or join button is right there. NATO started the war. Okay, yeah. Look, again, if you disagree with me, Holly, you know, join button is right there. You know where it is. I have no idea who this Sam Grant is and why everybody is kind of hating on him. Holly can't join. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Fortunately, I don't know where it is. Apparently, nobody else knows where it is either because we have nobody waiting. We have nobody in the queue to be waiting. If you disagree with the prompt, guys, ask to join. How you going?
Donald Trump is better than Kamala Harris, lad. You know what?
How old are you?
I'm 17.
Okay. Only if you're over 18, guys. TikTok live rules. Nothing I can do about it. I don't particularly want to talk to children anyway, so. How you going? How old are you?
What's up, bro?
How old are you?
I'm 29.
Not a bother.
But that's actually a
I'm
low.
assuming-
29 in March.
I'm sorry?
I'm 29 in March. So it's kind of low.
Okay. Yeah.
But
it's-
Donald Trump is good for the USA, bro.
Okay, how so?
Because he's actually bringing a bit of normalcy. You know what I mean? Like, how can
Normalcy?
yeah, man. He's like, I don't even know. I can't even explain it, bro. In words, you know what I mean? So it's a bit hard to explain.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that shouldn't be hard for you to explain. Not really. So
bless.
I mean, like, why would that be a? Why is Trump a return to normal as far as the U.S. is concerned?
Because it's gone very liberal, bro. The schools, have you not seen the things of the teachers in the schools and all that? Very liberal, you know. We need to go back to a bit centre, you know.
Well, what is the center? What is the
Like-
preferred position that you would like them to go to?
Not believe all the stuff about pushing pride and transgender and see all this stuff about funding wars in different countries and all. Like, how come they're able to give so much money to Ukraine and other countries? Israel, I think he gave a few billion, didn't he? But
Okay, we lost MC there for just a second. He might be back there because he's still actually in the background. He might have just exited the app or something like that. But so far, this is going to be a big. This is going to be a conversation. Thank you so much, guys. We are at 1.9 thousand likes, man. Thank you so much. Genuinely, thank you so much. And we have some people sharing the live as well. Genuinely, thank you. Okay, so MC left. There was nothing I can do about that. I don't know if you come back in, MC. We'll let you back in. We're gonna move on to the next one though with Aaron. Man,
what's,
how old are you?
sorry, I have shit on my face here. Can you see me?
No, I can't see you. No. How old are you?
What's up? Sorry, I have shit on my face. 27, bro.
27. Wonderful. Okay, I presume you disagree with the prompt, yeah?
No, I agree. I disagree with that last guy talking about normalcy. I think the only normalcy that's going to
okay.
go back to the US is Trump bringing back shit that doesn't need to be brought back, you know?
Yeah. No, absolutely, man. Absolutely. Listen, look, just because you're kind of in agreement, I'll leave you in for the moment and we'll bring the next person up there. I don't necessarily want to do like a 2v1 though, so
No,
like,
I'll
we'll
jump
kinda...
in. I'll jump in. You do what you're doing.
Not about it, man. Thanks for joining.
But I don't know.
Yeah.
There
So
you go, man.
I believe that Trump gives a lot of oil, and I can use that oil for Diddy's tour costs.
You do you, bro. You do you. There you go. Are you over 18? Okay, that was interesting. There you go. Are you... Hello? Wonderful. Okay. You going? Are you over 18?
Yep, yeah, sure, I am.
Okay. When were you born?
1973.
1972. Okay, yeah, wow. All right. Do you have like a name that I can call you? Because obviously user and a bunch of other numbers is not really ideal.
I'm Paul.
Paul. Okay. You obviously disagree with the prompt.
Yep.
Okay. Why so?
I think Trump is an asshole.
Okay. So you agree with the prompt then, not disagree.
Sorry, I do agree with the prompt. Sorry.
You do agree with the prompt. Okay. Yeah, no, look, look, man, obviously, yeah, absolutely kind of thank you for kind of joining and stuff like that, but we're really only kind of more so looking for debates and stuff like that. So,
Okay.
Not about it all, man. Thank you for joining, though. MK, don't worry. I did ban him. Don't worry. Stephen Ryan, I think socialism works. So for fuck's sake, well, I mean, it's never been implemented anywhere, so you can't like concretely say that it doesn't. And also aspects of kind of market socialism and social housing, welfare, healthcare, everything outside that ranks better than any other kind of more privatized version. So yeah, absolutely, I do. How you going? Are you over 18?
Hey, what's up?
Are you over 18?
Hey. I just looking at your Donald Trump is bad for the US. So why?
Well, because he did a terrible job last time. He is a bumbling buffoon.
Why
He doesn't know what the
terrible?
hell he is doing. And it's probably not going to change this time.
It's how to explain to you. Is the so good is for America to be like immigrants, like how to good. Like criminals, migrants, Mexicans.
What's the connection that you're trying to make here, man?
Man, what do you think is? It's recently in Europe. What's happened? that some guy from Afghanistan killed the 2 years old baby, and the politics from Germany was they welcome any immigrants to our country. So is that good for you and for America? Like,
What's the point that you're trying to get? You're kind of skirting
yeah,
around the
sorry
issue
for
of
my
the point.
English. I'm not
No,
I'm
no, no,
not
no,
so
no, no,
good
no, no.
speak
It's
English.
no,
Okay.
it's nothing to do with that. But it's just like you're kind of like you're making like you're saying things that are kind of around a point, but not actually making a point.
So just looking at the Trump politic, he's against the migrants.
Yeah.
So why it's so bad?
Well, I mean, like, why is that good?
Why
Immigrants
Trump
into the
is
United States
against the
commit less.
migrants?
Immigrants in the U.S. commit less crime than native-born citizens. They pay billions into in taxes, and they don't get anything out of it. So I mean, what's the
What
problem?
mean? What mean?
Immigrants in the United States commit less crime than someone who was born in the US. And they also pay billions in taxes that they don't get to benefit from. Everybody else who was born in the US, they benefit from if they're taking out like Social Security or anything else like that. But an immigrant doesn't benefit from that.
Okay, I can agree with you, yeah. But what you can talk about the Europe? For example, I live in Europe, so the black population do more criminals.
Dude, we're not getting into kind of racist stereotypes and stuff like that here, okay? We're not going to do that.
I'm not talking about the races, but it's more criminals is
Well, you
came from
specifically
the
mentioned one
black
race of people,
population
so yes, you
in
absolutely are.
Europe.
Alright. How you going, man? Are you over 18?
Yeah, how's it going?
How you going, man?
I don't really know what the last fella was saying.
Yeah, I mean,
To be quite
look,
honest with you, I just
it is.
I didn't catch a word, but
I
I
mean,
do
look,
think.
I definitely did
Go on.
understand. I don't want to kind of discourage him from coming back or from even kind of commenting or anything else like that. Like I don't have a problem. I mean, like obviously everybody has like mixed kind of abilities on English and stuff like that. Like so, I mean, like I'm not kind of going down that
Oh yeah,
road.
no, of
But
course.
yeah,
I completely understand that.
I did kind of find it a little bit hard to follow. But anyway, yeah, I presume you disagree with the prompt.
Well, I do and I don't, to be quite honest with you, Stephen. I feel like, the countries need to be ran as businesses, and Trump is a businessman and he's a very successful businessman. And I think, he kind of
Well,
balls it the last time, but
well,
we need to,
he
we just
good
go on.
businessman who bankrupted 3 casinos. It's not.
Sure,
It's not
you
my.
have me there. You have me there. But,
It's not really my kind of standard for a good businessman.
But in fairness, he has the real estate background. He'll be able to house the people, and I think that's what we need in Ireland. I'm going off, but I think that's what even Ireland needs to do is get businessmen in instead of these teachers coming run the country.
Well, I mean, you have a couple of kind of businessmen and landlords and stuff like that in the Irish government, and yet we're in the cost, and yet we're literally in the midst of a cost of living crisis and a housing crisis. So I don't really kind of get where your point is. I mean, like politics can be like basically kind of boiled down to kind of like good policy and bad policy. It doesn't really kind of doesn't. It's not that it doesn't matter who you get in, but I mean, like, you're either going to do a good job or you're not going to do a good job. You know what I mean? You're either
Yeah,
going
to
to
be honest,
implement
I don't
policy
think
that
the
makes
country
sense or
can
you're
take
not.
any more, dodgy politics. Here, I'm seeing that Sam Grant fella back in the comments. He needs to get out. I don't like that look. I'm going to be honest. I may be overstepping my welcome, but I don't like the sound of him.
Yeah, I'm
I
just going to
really
err on the
don't.
side. I'm just going to err on the side of caution here, and yeah, so I have kind of gotten rid of him there. Look, I've been on TikTok for a good while. This is genuinely, I kind of said it earlier in the live. This is my first ever live. So like, I'm just gonna kind of trust the people who are here maybe a little bit longer than I am, and just kind of go with it. Err on the side of caution, that sort of way.
Just be safe. But yeah, no, I'm not sure if he'll do a good job. To be honest, you're really weighing yeah, you're changing my opinion on it completely. You know.
Well, look, I mean, I have to kind of give you credit for kind of being able to kind of say that. I mean, like, it's definitely not kind of easy. It's not that it's not easy, but kind of like admitting that you've kind of changed your mind on something. It takes a certain amount of humility, and it's
Well, that's what everyone needs to be able to do, and that's what Trump needs to
well,
be able to do because
yeah,
he's not able to admit that he's wrong sometimes. He keeps going until it's he's gone too far.
yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I completely, I completely agree with you there. But yeah, oh, listen, yeah, no, look, I mean, I know it was kind of short and sweet and stuff like that, like, but definitely kind of thanks for popping up. There's a few people, and like this kind of, I don't know, J2S person has been in there for a
Yeah,
while, and
no,
people
he
in the
sounds
comments are
dodgy as
asking to
well.
bring him up. So,
I'll let you go now. I'll let you go, but just there's a few messages I can smell them from hereby.
all
They're
right, okay,
not. They're just giving me a bad feeling. Anyway, I'll let you go. How do I leave this now? All
I'll,
right.
I'll just leave you. Yeah, you're grand.
Yeah,
Thanks for
grand.
popping up,
Thank you.
John.
Stay safe. Stay safe.
You too, man. Oh shit! I invited the wrong. Oh well, okay. Douglas, how are you, man?
Good in yourself, man.
Not too bad. I
That's
presume you
good.
disagree with the prompt.
Yes, I do disagree very much. I
Okay.
think Trump is a bad, base for the U.S. Rapists going up and all. It's
You
not
can't,
good for the
man. It's
nation.
TikTok live.
They need
It's
a good,
TikTok
solid
live.
leader in the U.S. I think.
You can't say that, man. It's TikTok live. That's too great.
Oh well, you understand what I mean, anyway.
Yeah. I understand what you mean.
Like he's not like he's saying he's going to do great for the economy and all, but look, he didn't do that great when Biden came in because it was still under his law.
Wait, so
If you know what
you
I mean.
agree with the prompt?
No, I don't.
Okay, so why do you disagree with the prompt?
I don't know, to be honest. I just don't like Trump.
Okay, yeah, I'm really just so more so looking for debates and stuff like that. So I'm gonna let you go, man. But thanks for popping up.
No. I just don't like Trump. St. Jared's can take.
I'm back. Woohoo!
Four.
Yeah, I just strongly believe in Trump.
Okay, how old are you?
I'm 21.
21. Okay. Okay. So why do you like Trump?
All the and like Diddy and all the parties.
Christ above. Um. Okay, I have no way of kind of keeping track of who's kind of been in here for long enough. Just like me, just kind of looking at the names and who I recognize and stuff like that. So, Callum, you've been here before anyway. I'm gonna invite you up there now. Hello.
Watch. The difference between Trump and Biden, right?
All right, Callum's busy. How you doing? How old are you? Okay.
Hello.
How you doing? How old are you?
Me, I'm 28.
Okay. Do you think Trump is going to be bad for the US?
No, he's going to be great.
Okay. Why do you think so?
His policies are amazing. Just look at the first time he was president.
Okay. What's
Economy was booming, jobs
okay.
everywhere.
What's your favorite policy that Trump implemented?
I'd say tax cuts. I like tax cuts. I hate paying tax.
Okay. So the tax cuts that went to the ultra wealthy. You want the ultra
80%
wealthy
of
to pay
American
less.
households got tax cuts.
Yep, they were temporary though. They're now starting to
Yeah,
go up.
and expired when? Expired when? Under
I
who?
believe.
Biden.
Okay. Do
You're
you?
welcome.
Yeah. Do you not? Okay. Can lose the smart
How can
attitude
he
because I
extend it
knew
if he...
because I knew exactly who was expiring under. Do you not know how the U.S. kind of works with
Of course,
its
yes, I do.
right? So with its policy implementations, they run for a number of years. So it was obviously going to expire under Biden.
Yeah,
What's
so
your point?
how could Trump have extended it? He lost an election.
But he was never going
So
to extend it. He was going to keep it
that's
the way that it
ridiculous.
was.
No, he's going to use that as a thing to sell. They go, I'm going to give you your tax cuts again, which I bet they'll cut taxes again, and then it'll have a sunset clause, which is what they call
Right.
it. It'll
Okay,
run out
so
again, and he won't be
you joined
president when
here
it
and
runs
I
out.
asked you what your favorite policy of his was, and you said the tax cuts, and you've just admitted
Yeah,
that it was designed to be temporary for middle class and working class people just so he can run on it as an issue.
yeah.
Is that not just a really bad policy? Because the tax cuts
That
for
isn't that.
the ultra wealthy was made permanent, not temporary.
Yeah, but isn't that just sort of the politics on it? If you fixed all your issues, you're
Not
not really need to
necessarily.
vote for
You
him
want to
again.
give people a temporary tax cut only for them to then have their taxes shoot up, and
Well, that's
to what then reward the guy that did that to you with a presidency again? That's not good politics.
Well, isn't that? But that's the way they do it. Well, why wouldn't Biden make it permanent
Because it wasn't
and
his
get that win?
tax plan. It wasn't his tax plan. He couldn't do that.
Well, he could have put forward a new one and then got all the wins from having the low taxes because it was a popular policy. People just got confused because, no offense to my American friends, a lot of them are dumb. They didn't get their refund at the end of the year that they normally get, and they thought that they had paid more taxes, when in reality, you didn't get a refund because your taxes were less. So 80% of American households paid less tax under Trump than they did under Biden or Obama. That's not a bad thing, in my opinion.
Well, I mean, it's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's, I mean, like it's extremely bad politics to have it to be temporary and then say that you care about middle class and working class people because you obviously don't. Because if you did, you would have made the tax cuts for those people permanent and the tax cuts for the ultra wealthy temporary. But he didn't. He
Sure.
did
As
the
far as
opposite
I
of that.
remember, and then this is going back years, but there was something to do with they didn't have the votes to make it permanent. They passed it under some sort of budgetary sort of maneuvering, so it has to sunset. But that was because they didn't have the votes, because they only had a slim majority, and they still, if they did it again, it would probably be under the same process, because I think they only have 53 seats. And to do something big like that, I think you need 60 votes. So I don't know if that, I was saying it as a bit of like politics, like it would be good, people will vote for him again. I'm sure if he could have made it permanent, he probably would have. I'd have to look into the vote again. I can't remember, but there was a reason why it wasn't permanent.
Right. Yeah, no, I mean, like, Biden definitely didn't have the kind of votes to be able to kind of pass a
Sure.
tax plan, and like that would be why he didn't kind of get his one in. But
Yeah.
yeah, all right, okay. I mean, is there any other reasons why you think that Trump is going to
What
be
about
good for the
immigration?
US?
Immigration, his view on immigration is going to be extremely important and in a positive way for the United States.
Do you want to define your terms?
Sure. He's anti-illegal immigration. I don't really do lives
Okay.
and stuff, so I don't
So
know
is
exactly what you can say. So if I say something, just you
yeah,
can tell
that's
me to
fine.
stop. But
I mean, like, so is pretty much every American against illegal immigration.
no, I'm
Biden
sure.
is against
No, I
illegal
don't think so. I think
immigration.
it's probably
Kamala
about
was
50
against
50.
illegal immigration. Obama was against illegal immigration. Obama was called the like freaking he was called the
The
deporter
deporter
in
in chief.
chief.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, I mean he clearly doesn't like illegal immigration. So neither does Biden, neither does Kamala, neither
Sure.
does Hillary, neither does
Right, but the
you
question
can't
isn't.
point to any politician in the US who is in favor of illegal immigration. Not one.
Well, they may not say they're in favor, but it's what they're gonna do. You can't just deport people when you have a border that's wide open like the United States, because they're just gonna come back in.
The border in the United States is not wide open. It's never
It's
been
wide
wide
open.
open.
Have you been to
No,
it?
it's not.
Have you been
No.
to it? I have. I'm married to an American from
Right.
Arizona. I've been.
Okay.
You
It's
can
still
literally
not
walk
wide
across it.
open.
My wife is sitting next to me. She has been to the border in Arizona. You can walk across into Mexico with nobody stopping you. It's wide open.
Right. Right. Okay. So there's just unlimited amounts of people coming in from Mexico and from other countries then.
Well, it's not unlimited, because obviously, if it was unlimited, everybody would be there. But
Well,
there's
I mean, does
copious
anybody
amounts.
get turned
I
away?
think they were, what was it, 10 million over the last 4 years or under Biden?
Is there anybody who goes up to the border before Trump was elected who was turned away?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Well, then it's not an open border.
No. There, if you go to a port of entry and try to enter, and you don't have visas and stuff, you'll be turned away. Like if you fly in and don't have the right visa, you'll get turned away. The border's wide open. There's video of sections of the border, and people are just walking across it because there's no wall, there's no natural border, there's no mountains, there's no rivers. It's literally just a desert, and there's no wall, and you just walk in. I don't know why
Okay,
you're
well,
fighting on
there
that.
definitely is like rivers, and there's even forest
some.
areas. There's a portion of the wall that or there's a portion of the border that encroaches onto people's private property, which is
That's
why it
true,
was
yeah.
such an issue for him to try and get the
Mhm.
wall built in the first place. But yeah, I mean, like you've just said that there have been people who have attempted to go into the US who have been turned away. That's by definition that makes it not an open border.
No, the border is open. You can walk across, but if you go into official ports of entry and don't have the correct documents and stuff, you'll be turned away. I don't know why you're arguing with me on this. There's 60 million illegal immigrants in America. I don't understand why you're thinking, how do you think they got there?
I don't know how you can possibly know that there's 60 million
How many do
illegal
you think
immigrants when I mean, like, when the most latest kind of estimates on what that number is literally a fraction of that.
And what's the number?
Are you asking me?
Yes, you said fractions. What is it?
I think the highest was 10.
Rid-
I think that was the
ridiculous.
highest.
For the last 20 years, they've been saying it's 13 million for the last about 20 years. Do you know how ridiculous it is to think that not a single extra person has come in under Obama, Biden, even Trump.
I never
Not
said that
one
not a
additional
single
person.
person extra came in. You know that that's done like over a period of time, right? That it's not like since the US was fucking ratified over 250 years ago that there's only been 13 million
No.
immigrants come
13
into the
million
country.
currently living in the United States that are illegal. That's the official number. But
Right, but
I think
we
about 10 years
we
ago,
were talking about
analysts
border
for a bank
crossings though. But
who
we were
actually
talking
cared
about border
the money
crossings.
did a study on it, and they thought back then, it's about 10, 15 years ago, they estimated about 30 million illegals. And there's millions come in each year. Some will leave, of course, but like it's not going to be one for one. They're not all leaving.
Right, but you just changed topics there because you were talking about the people who were living in the United States when we were
Yeah,
initially
illegally.
talking about border crossings.
No, illegally living in the United States, there's probably about 60 million. They stopped counting how many illegal immigrants they arrest and put in the
But we
prison
didn't
system. They stopped
we didn't
reporting that
start this
information.
off by talking about the number of people who were living in the country. We started off talking about the people who were crossing into the country.
Where do you think they go when they cross? You think they're coming in for a day trip? They're coming to live. They're coming to work. They stay.
Yeah, that is true. And an awful lot of those people, they get green cards or they apply for citizenship and then they're granted, so they're no longer illegal. I mean,
Anyway, my point on it was he's gonna solve the problem this time. He didn't the first time.
okay, how so?
In my opinion, I think because he was trying to win his re-election, and he was trying to make everybody like him, and he tried to do things the way he was told to do it. And this time he's not going to. He's declared a
Right.
national emergency. He's on the border. He's going to send the National Guard down, and the wall's
Yeah,
getting built.
yeah, he has. I mean, like, what's his policy on fixing the border?
Build the wall.
Build a wall. Is that the same one that Mexico is going to pay for, or has he given up on that?
I don't know if he still thinks that. I mean, you could make Mexico pay for it if you want. You just tax remittances from Mexican citizens. And it's easy, they pay for it. I think they send something like 40 billion a year to Mexico. So tax that 10%. There you go. Your wall's being funded every year.
You cannot make a foreign country pay for a wall that the US
No.
is
You
erecting.
tax remittances.
Well, why didn't he do
Mexican
that the
citizens
first time
send-
then? Because Mexico did not pay for the portion of the wall that is up. So why didn't he do that the first time? Why is he only now after doing it this time?
No, I'm not saying that's what he's going to do. I'm saying that's what you could do to make them pay for it. He didn't do it the first time.
Right.
'cause
Well,
he
why
didn't know.
could he do
I
it
don't
this
think he
time,
knew
and
what
why
he was doing.
didn't he do it last time?
Sorry, I said again.
Why didn't he do it last time?
Because I don't think he
You've
knew
just
he was
you've
doing- he was
just
listening
laid
to the
out
wrong
what
people,
he
I
could
think.
do. You've just laid out what he could do. So why didn't he do
Yeah.
that last time?
Because he's listening to the wrong people the first time. He was listening to Jared Kushner and people like that, and he should have been
Hang
listening
on
to
here now.
Stephen
No,
Miller.
no. Hang on here now. When he was first elected, he said that he picks the best people.
Yeah, that was wrong.
Oh, okay.
He listened to the
So why is he
RNC,
right? So
the
why is he
appointed
right now?
cronies. Because he does. Have you seen who he appointed? Stephen Miller, one of the most anti-immigration people you can ever have on your team. That's where he's getting the declare a national emergency, send the National Guard, send the Corps of Engineers. They'll build the wall. You don't need an act of Congress to build the wall. That comes from Stephen Miller. Have you seen his SecDef?
You absolutely need an Congress to
Absolutely
enact
do not.
Yes, you absolutely
You declare an
do.
emergency, you send the Corps of Engineers down.
Congress allocates every single red cent that is spent in the US apart from what comes from the Pentagon, neither of which are going to be responsible for funding Congress is going to be responsible for allocating funds to build the border wall. How do I know this? Because it was lumped into several bills under Trump's first term that allocated funds to the border wall. So you cannot categorically cannot sit there and make the claim that he is going to do it without Congress. That is impossible.
I 100% can, and I'll tell you why. The Corps of Engineers build bridges, bases, everything in foreign countries. They don't need approval from Act of Congress because they get it from the Department of Defense. He's declared a national emergency. He's going to send the Corps of Engineers. If they can build a bridge in Afghanistan, they can build a wall on the southern border. You don't need an Act of Congress. He tried that the first time. It almost failed until his final year. It got approved, and he still only built a tiny bit. He's not going to make that mistake again. You know, a great book to read is called Adios America. Wonderful on immigration, and she lays this all out.
So why on earth did he then both without Congress and with Congress get funding for the border wall? Why did he do that?
The first time,
Yeah,
because he was listening to the wrong people. He was being advised by Jared Kushner.
Hi, it's a Tony here. I completely disagree with him. I think he's absolutely waffling. He's waffling. You know, I don't get it.
but I mean, like, Jared Kushner was his fucking son-in-law. That, like, okay, might not have like an actual cabinet position this time, but I mean, he's still absolutely going to be involved in the day-to-day running of the country. Or he's like going to be privy to those meetings. He's going to be there.
Sure, I don't think he's involved this time. He's actually appointed people that he was recommended to appoint, like Stephen Miller. I think he's appointed. Why did he appoint his son-in-law the last time? He picks the best people. I didn't say he picks the best people. That was you said that.
Trump did.
Yeah, but Trump's not right about everything. I think he'll be good for America, but I don't think he's Jesus Christ. Like, he's not correct about everything. I don't even agree with him on everything. He's appointing the right people this time. The first time he didn't. He appointed rhinos. He appointed people that were part of like the establishment Republicans. He hasn't done that this time.
He's not giving me a second to even speak, Stephen.
I can't.
Like, absolutely. I just can't believe it.
Go on ahead, John. I need to take a fucking drink break and a vape break.
I'm sorry. Can you just start over, Cass Scoops? Because, you know, just take out your past papers.
I don't understand what they just said. It keeps echoing.
John, speak again.
So I'm going to have to stub out. I can't do it with this, guys.
Like, don't say anything I said
John.
that was
Thanks,
incorrect. Don't correct my facts. Just go, I can't stand that guy.
Okay, look, we're not going to make fun of people in here, all right, man? We're just not going to do that
my
straight
bad,
up.
that's my bad. I apologize to John. Right, why don't you like him?
Because I think that he did an absolutely terrible job last time. He is a bumbling buffoon. He is incredibly homophobic, transphobic. I think that he is xenophobic. I think that he is a completely and utterly failed businessman. So using the line of, well, he's a businessman, so the country should be run like a business. I think that just fails on its merits.
Wait, let's do a couple of these then.
Yeah.
So take the business one, because you mentioned it in the previous caller.
Yeah.
Why do you say he's a failed businessman? He's worth like $4 billion or something.
He bankrupted 3 casinos. I don't even know how that's possible.
This is in Atlantic City.
Yeah.
That was hit really hard with the recession and stuff like that there. How many businesses have you set up?
Why does that matter?
Just
Why
in
does
case
that
it's
matter?
any. It doesn't matter, but
No,
have you set up any?
None.
Okay.
I completely fail to see why that matters. I've never
Okay.
flown a helicopter, and yet if I seen one in a tree, I'd be like, well, he fucked up.
Right, but businesses fail. How many businesses fail in the first year? Isn't it something
3
like 90% of
casinos?
the restaurants or something fail in the first year?
3 casinos. 3
Casinos,
of
how
them.
many casinos fail? Like,
Not
is it
very
particularly
fucking
that
many of them, and if we're
fascinating
from
that he had
from the
businesses that
one
went bankrupt?
business owner to have 3 of them fail, you're giving him a pass on that? Seriously?
Yeah, I think so.
So you think one single businessman bankrupting 3 casinos, the establishment where the phrase "the house always wins" comes from, bankrupting 3 of them is the hallmark of a good businessman.
Was his casinos the only ones that went bankrupt in Atlantic City?
No, he has filed for bankruptcy 6 times.
I'm sure it's 6. Yeah, I'm not denying that he's bankrupt 6 times. My point is, it doesn't matter. He's a businessman. He's created
Successful
hundreds of businesses.
businessmen don't typically file for bankruptcy.
Oh, that's
I'm
not
not
true.
saying that it is. I'm not saying that it is impossible to bounce back after filing for bankruptcy. I am not in any way, shape, or form saying that that's like impossible, that you can't do that. But it's not typically the hallmark of a successful businessman when they've done it 6 times. I'll give you a pass on 1, maybe 2 if you catch me on a charitable day, but 6 is complete and just no.
The man's created hundreds of businesses, and so 6 have failed. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Like
He also
6% of his businesses have failed.
Yeah,
That's not really
sure.
bad.
It's not 6% because that would mean that he's done 100 businesses, which of course he hasn't. But he also did Trump University, which was a scam.
Allegedly a scam.
Just
I don't think he's been convicted of that, has he?
it was proven to be a scam. This was
Proven how?
proven to
Proven
be a
how?
scam. Proven to be a scam.
Proven how? Was he convicted of defrauding people? Or is this one of them things where you're just convinced that it was a scam?
Okay, so
it
why
must
do
be
you, okay,
proven?
no. Okay, so why do you think it was shut down?
I didn't do really well. I wasn't making a lot of money, maybe.
Listen, man, if we can't agree on basic reality, I mean, like we're
You didn't
just
tell
we're
me
just
how it
we're
was
just going
proven.
absolutely
Was he-
nowhere. We're just
was
going
he
absolutely
convicted?
nowhere.
Was he taken to
No,
court
he
and
was
convicted
no, he
of
wasn't. He
defrauding
wasn't
people?
convicted. He wasn't convicted, but it was
All
shown
right,
to
so
be a
proven
scam.
how.
The people who attended their degree or their whatever, it counted for absolutely nothing. They spent thousands upon thousands of dollars every year attending this university and had absolutely like nothing to show for it at the end of it. That is absolutely a scam. It was shut
No.
down.
It's a scam if he promised them things that they didn't get.
Yeah, he promised
Did
them a
he do
degree
that?
that they could get a job after
No,
with
that's
afterwards, and
definitely
then they
not true.
couldn't.
Because from
Right.
what I remember,
Okay. So
of the
you
case,
asked no. Stop. So you asked me how it was a scam and that it only would be one if he promised them something that they couldn't do. I then said that he promised them a degree that they could get a good paying job with after. They couldn't do that, and now you're still saying it's not a
Well,
scam.
you just made that up. You've no proof that he promised that to them. As far as I remember, it was like a stupid little university thing, which is not a real university. They just used the term.
No, of course it wasn't a real university because they didn't get anything afterwards.
Yeah, it wasn't accredited.
Which is
so
why
you
it
go
was
to-
shut down.
You go to an unaccredited university and think you're getting an accredited degree. How dumb are you? Not you, the people that go. Like, how dumb are you that you pay thousands to a university called Trump University and think you're going to get a degree when it's an unaccredited university?
Well, you've just called him a fucking amazing businessman. Why wouldn't
Well,
you go to it?
he got these people, he scammed these people out of thousands, you're saying?
Yes.
So he probably made a little bit off that then. And was it even his business, or is it one of them things where he licenses them, like the hotels and the restaurants and stuff?
No, I'm sorry, we're not. No, we're not doing this. We're not doing this. I fucking can't. If we can't agree on basic fucking reality, if we can't agree that something that was proven to be a scam is a scam, then we're just no. I'm sorry. We're you cook. No, the only thing you can cook is a toilet, bro. Is a toilet bowl, my dude. Oh, that was fucking wild. It's only a scam if it's proven that this happened. Well, this did happen. Well, it's not a scam. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Hello,
How
can you
are you,
hear
man? Are
me?
you over 18?
So, I'm going back
Are
to your
you over
past
18?
debate about Trump. I think it's very good because of the baby oil. Baby oil.
Oh my good God.
Yes, hello?
How you doing? Are you over 18?
Yeah, I'm 32.
You're how old?
32.
Okay. Do you disagree with the prompt?
Yeah, I do actually.
Okay, so why do you think Trump is going to be good for America?
Well, I think he gives massive tax cuts, and that would help out with the economy.
How is giving the top 1% a tax cut helping the economy?
Well, coming from someone who's in the top 1%, I
Best
mean,
of luck to you. How you doing? Are you over 18?
Story, how are you?
Are you over 18?
I am 40.
Right.
So, yeah, I think so.
Okay, why do you think that Trump is going to be good for the US?
I don't. I
Okay.
think he's a hotelier, and that's all he knows. He's gonna fucking destroy the country. He's gonna run it down to the ground. And listen, sure, it's not the way the fucking world is going.
Yeah, no, look, I mean, I do completely agree with you, but we're really only kind of looking for debates. So definitely thank you for kind of popping up and everything else. And yeah, I hope that you will enjoy the conversations.
Oh yeah, no, that's great. But I don't know if I'm pro or against him. Like, I think he has a lot of good stuff to say, but he also has a lot of.
Okay, your mic is both slightly echoing and kind of constantly cutting in and out.
Oh, sorry. Hang on.
I was just gonna say like so like I'm genuinely I'm just not really hearing you. I'm only kind of getting bits.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, a little bit better anyway.
Yeah, no, he's definitely a person that I think has good stuff, but he's definitely a person who has like a bad idea of what he's going into. Like, I don't think he has good intention.
Okay, well I mean like what would you consider to be some of the good stuff?
Good stuff as in like work wise, he's definitely got people back online. He's getting people, I don't know, wages. You know, he's really good at that. But come to
Wages. He was asked wages. He was asked in an interview if he would raise the minimum wage and he said no.
But in fairness, you're talking about what's the minimum wage or what's the job that you're talking about.
Well, the federal minimum wage in the US is $7.25 an hour.
Yeah.
Which
so
hasn't been raised
he's-
since 2009.
No, but he's gonna raise that.
But he said
He's
that he
saying he's
wasn't
gonna
going to
raise
raise. He said he wasn't going to raise it.
I'm pretty sure he said he is. And
No, he said he wasn't. Definitely
Okay,
said
then-
he wasn't. He was asked the question when he did the whole kind of stunt where he put the McDonald's fries into the boxes and then handed people food out their window. That little stunt that he did, he was asked then if he was going to raise minimum wage. He said no. Well, actually, sorry, he dodged the question entirely. But he was asked in a follow-up interview afterwards if he was going to raise it, and he said no.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Are you here pro or against?
Am I sorry?
Are you here like pro Trump or against Trump?
Completely and utterly anti. Could not be further apart.
Do you know what? Like last year, I was so against him, and I was like, "What's the fucking need you're gonna do this time?" But now I'm just kind of like, do you know what? He's doing a bit of good. It's not all bad.
Okay, but the first thing that you brought up in defense of that was wages, and I mean he's at least said that he's not going to raise minimum wage. If he turns around and does, I'll give him credit where it is due. Absolutely. But he's so far said that he's not going to do anything in regards to wages.
Why are you Trump? What is the main reason?
The main reason is because I mean he's a phenomenally bad businessman.
But he's not. He's a multi-million-dollar business.
Right, which most of that he inherited from his dad, and again, as I said to the last caller, he is declared bankrupt 6 times, 3 of which were for casinos. He's an impossibly bad businessman.
But he's still there.
He's still there. Yeah. How many people has he not paid? How many contractors has he screwed out of their wages?
How many people have come forward declaring this? 0.
What on earth do you mean? How many people have? How could you possibly say that
What
0
on what
people
on
have
earth?
declared this? If this
You're
is
making a comment, and I'm just saying that
right,
you're.
but it would be stupidly easy for the contractor to prove that Trump never paid them, because the contractor, what they would have to do is they would have to get a copy of, we'll say, their last 2, maybe, or their last years, maybe even 2 years of like bank statements and stuff like that, bring them forward and say there is no inward transaction from Donald Trump himself or from any organization that is linked to him for services rendered. That is all they would have. That is all they would have to do. It is incredibly easy to prove that somebody hasn't paid you.
Okay.
So
but
clearly,
still,
considering this is
President of
common
the United
knowledge, they
States
have
did
done
that.
that.
So he's still now the president of the United States of America, which is huge. So it doesn't matter what you say, he's still got a huge job. And it doesn't really matter. All that is like hearsay. Prove it.
There is how many?
Prove it. At the end of the day, you have to prove it.
The proof is already there. All you have to do is look up the stories. Yes, it absolutely is. You see, because here's what we're not going to do, and this is not just for you, but it's for absolutely anybody. It's for all of the people waiting in the background right now.
Listen,
what we
stop
are not.
giving out about Trump. I think your problem is that
That's the
people
whole
who are
point of the
protecting
live.
Trump.
What are you talking about? Stop giving out about Trump. That's the whole point of it.
But listen, the whole problem is not Trump. It's the people who are protecting him, obviously. Your problem is the people who are protecting him. Trump
It's
has
not at
nothing
all.
got to
It's
do with
nothing
it.
to do with the people who are protecting him. It's obviously Trump himself.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, then I think you really need to take a good look at yourself, because honestly, he's a
Okay, so this is what I started to say. What we're not going to do is we're not going to say prove it And then when I say that all of this stuff is out there, you just have to fucking look it up. I mean, look for contractors who have been screwed by Trump. Look for people who are like, look for this stuff and you will prove it to yourself. What we're not going to do is if I say that, you then go, well, no, because it's not there. That's what we're not going to do, right? And that's not just for Grace, that's for absolutely anybody. That's what we're not going to do. Jesus Christ. Okay, we're going to take a couple more and then we're going to be calling it a night then after that.
Good evening.
How you doing? Are you over 18?
Oh, Jesus, I'm well past that. Fucking well past that.
I have to ask, man. It's TikTok Live, like basically rules at this point. I'm sorry, I have to ask.
No, mate, I'm the far side of 40.
All right, okay. Well, yeah, okay. So, do you think that Trump will be good for the US?
If I'm honest, looking at what he look, we all know what Trump is like anyway, and how shady his dealings have been down through the years. I'm not going to say he's free of sin. He's not, far from it. But millions of Americans have placed their trust in him now, or you could say they're that delusional that is the only candidate they went for. I don't know, but I do believe he's going to be good for America in the sense that if he goes ahead with these proposed, tariffs and stuff like that, and taxes for companies outside of America, he's going to draw a lot of these companies back, which could affect us here in Ireland with our FDI.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, maybe not in the short term, but long term it could. You know, like I think he's cut the what's that tax rate? We had it here as well. It's a tax rate.
Hello, my brother. Hey, listen. Let me ask you one question.
Say that again.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
No, it was echoing there for a second. Sorry.
No, it's not that, man. It's just exercising and trimming the fat, you know, getting rid of people who are only here to. I suspect
I don't
like you
know,
can kind of
but-
tell in what they're kind of saying in the live chat. You can kind of
Yeah.
tell, but yeah, I just had to confirm basically, you know. Anyway,
Well,
sorry,
look,
man.
I approach any sort of a debate. First thing I do is I listen to what people have to say. I mightn't like what they say, but I'll respect it and I'll defend their right to have their say. You know, it's a mutual thing. Like, I think overall with
no,
Trump,
absolutely.
he's going to knock this war in Ukraine on the head in the next 6 months. Now, it won't be the peace deal Ukraine wants. It's not going to be by any stretch of the imagination. But all he has to do is pull the plug financially, and they're done. And I don't relish saying that. You know, so he does carry a lot of clout that way. Like,
Yeah, I mean, look at like I'm not going like I had done a live on YouTube, I don't know, maybe kind of last week or something like that, about the kind of pullout or the ceasefire in Israel and Gaza. I will give Trump a max, and I mean an absolute maximum of 10% credit in getting that kind of deal done. But I mean, all of that deal was under Biden. Clearly, it should have happened a long time ago, but it didn't. The only reason that it didn't is, well, mainly because there was two other groups involved, and the main reason is because Israel kept fucking denying them. So
exactly. No, you're 100% on that one. I'm not saying no. The Israeli thing is credit should go the whole way to Trump, but if you look at the Ukraine and Russian thing, basically it's America's been propping up Ukraine for the last 2-3 years. Like, they pulled the plug on that,
yeah,
they're done.
Yeah, no, look, absolutely, and I mean, like somebody else in a little bit earlier in the um in the live had said that that like that they had sent like x amount of billions over to Ukraine. I
Yeah.
mean, like, yeah, that was like largely in kind of like decommissioned like tanks and fucking
Do you
fighter
know what it
jets and
was? It's a
all
great
this
way
sort of
of them
stuff. So I
getting rid of
mean,
all the crap that they have so they can
yes,
buy in more crap.
yeah, 100%, yeah, because they're just gonna have to get rid of that anyway.
Because whatever
Yeah,
way you look at it, the American economy is a war machine.
yeah, no,
And
absolutely.
so if anyone thinks that they're helping to create or uphold democracy in another country, they're not. Their interests will outweigh the needs of the people that they're supposedly helping.
Yeah,
And that's been proven time and time again. Like,
yeah.
now, I'm not anti-American either. So yeah, if you think I give it sentiments like that, I'm not. But I just think America is too much of the world police, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, absolutely. No, no, I mean, like, yeah, no, I mean, like, I definitely agree with you there. Listen, look, just for the moment, anyway, mate, I'm just going to move on just to somebody else there, just to kind of
No, that's
just
cool. Listen, thanks
the
for
only
letting us on. Appreciate it.
yeah, I was just going to say the absolute only reason is just kind of was a little bit too kind of agreeable,
Yeah.
That's not to say that we're not going to agree on absolutely everything, but anyway,
All right,
yeah,
buddy. Not a bother. Listen, look after yourself and have a good weekend.
you too, man, you too. Thanks for joining.
Thanks again. Bye.
Okay, I'm just going to pause the live, guys, just for a brief moment. I will be back though. Okay, and we're back. Yeah, as I said, we're going to do another couple, and then we'll be cutting it there then.
Yeah, I'd like to start
How are
about
you, man? How
talking
old are
about
you?
feminism.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, so I think Trump is very respectable towards women.
He's very what?
Respectable.
He's very respectable.
Yeah.
Okay. Do people who are respectable towards women often get proven in a court of law of SA?
Kind of depends, because like he got
All right.
full.
Okay. Yeah. No, that just does not happen. Could have somebody else joining. All right. Okay. How you doing?
Not bad, how
over
are you?
18? Are you over 18?
Unfortunately, yeah.
Okay. Why do you think Trump will be good for the US?
I think in terms of the US as a whole, is the best option for them. In terms of the policies and trying to bring manufacturing back over to the US. Stop countries having manufacturing deals all over different countries. So, for example, John Deere had all their manufacturing over in Mexico, and since he's introduced the new import taxes, I think it's 100% in Mexico, they've brought all the manufacturing back over to the US. So that's already bringing jobs back into the US for them. And then you've got to look at the bigger picture of the US market as well, which America's been a declining country for the past God knows how many years. In terms of the dollar's come right down. The dollar's not worth it's not worth anywhere near as what it was, because America's just fallen off a cliff. They're massively in debt. The debt has only gotten bigger and bigger since the Biden-Harris presidency. I'm just giving you a second in case you want to say anything about that, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, I just simply fail to see how he's like, oh god, okay. I mean, like, how is implementing all of these kind of tariffs that's going to drive up the cost for consumers? How is that benefiting the US?
See, the thing is, a lot of people think, oh, it's gonna have a negative impact towards the US consumer, but it's not, because if you like,
well, it is. That's how tariffs work.
It's not, because more jobs. All these manufacturing companies, all these larger American manufacturing companies, like for example Sony, Microsoft, Xbox, Apple, all of their products, the majority of their products are made in Bangladesh, made in Pakistan, made in India. They're all made in foreign countries. If you bring all that manufacturing back over, even just for the US market, you're then creating more jobs, you're creating more revenue, you're creating more money to go into dollar, more money that's going to be taxable, and then you're also increasing the money in people's pockets.
Right.
So
yeah,
then
but you're also going to be driving up the price. You're also going to.
I think one of the biggest misconceptions is about
oh my god!
This is just my opinion, by the way.
Dude. You're also going to be driving up the prices for all of the products that all of the companies that you listed sell.
I think
every single one of them. You want an iPhone that's made in the US, where they have to pay American wages? You think the iPhones are expensive now?
I think what you can do, these companies are not stupid.
You're gonna see fucking Tim Cook at the end of this year. If that was to happen, you're gonna see Tim Cook at the end of this year unveiling the iPhone 17 that's gonna start at $3,000.
I think what they'll do, these companies will do. They'll only have manufacturing for the US
You're saying
market
this is
within the
benefiting
US.
people?
So it won't be a mass scale pack up and leave, because it's only imports to the US is what Trump's doing. So all these products that are going to be made, iPhones, Xboxes, PlayStation, TVs, whatever, if they're manufactured in the US, there's no import tax on them. The taxes is lower. So then the offset of the tax, the shipping.
My God. There is not an import tax, but there is a higher cost of wages. There is a higher cost of manufacturing. Because I mean, like, some of these manufacturing plants, they literally don't exist in the United States. So even if this was to happen, it's not for at least, say, 5-6 years until they're fully built. And then the cost of operating them, of maintaining them, of anything else like that, that all falls on those companies who are not going to eat the cost. They're going to pass the cost on to you.
Companies do that anyway. In terms of cost, will get
companies do that anyway. Yes, but when you force manufacturing back to the United States, where you then have to build the plants and pay US wages, they're going to be paying more.
Prices are going to go up regardless with anything. Like, let's be honest, all these companies are greedy anyway. So I don't think it really makes much of a difference.
Right. That is not in any way, shape, or form any even kind of a retort to what I just said.
Pricing's going to go up anyway. these companies are going to look at it because the American
Right, so
market is not
prices
the
are
biggest
right. So
market.
prices are going to go up anyway, right? So bring all of the manufacturing in here, and rather than you paying an extra $50 for the latest iPhone, you're now going to be paying $3,000 for the base model and $5,000 for the fucking Pro Max or whatever the shit it is. That's
But it's not going to be on
that's just
manufacturing.
totally fine to you because the prices are going to go up anyway.
It's not going to be on manufacturing though. They're only going to bring it. These companies are only going to.
It's going to be on manufacturing because the
for the
manufacturing
US
plants
market.
don't exist in the US, and you are also going to be paying US wages. They are currently made in China, where they pay them like 25 cents for the week.
But you do realize the US wage is not that massive in comparison to other countries.
No, it
It's not
absolutely is
huge.
not. But it is considerably it is considerably more than the wages of somebody in China, where they are currently made.
Right, but yeah, fair enough. But also, your point is defeating your object of the question. You're saying how is it benefiting the US? You're in Ireland, I'm in England, so it doesn't matter if it benefits us. Trump is doing it to benefit the US, and I think fair play to him. He's doing what's best for his country. It doesn't matter. He doesn't care about us. He doesn't care about any other country but the US. So if he's bringing in all this money in tax dollars that can go back into the country, he's been creating more jobs. He doesn't give a shit if it's going to make me and you pay an extra £100 for our iPhones. He's not that asked. He's only asked about the US. And I think with Trump, a lot of people dislike him as a person. Can't disagree with that. But his policies and what he's actually doing and bringing in is so much better than what any other administration has done. Like, I'll give you an example. We went over to where was the mass flooding in the US this year? It was September last year. There was mass flooding. I think it was Florida or somewhere.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, the Biden administration basically said, here's a check for £750 to people affected who lost the homes, who lost everything. Within 2 days, Trump had I think, 60,000 people who had lost homes and everything put into refurbished apartments to be able to actually get their lives back together. He's doing things for the people in LA because the mayor's not wanting people to be able to clear their own land of the debris and the crap left over from the fires. And he's going, no, go out yourself, fix it, and get your life back in order. So I think maybe not a great person, but in comparison to who he could have been and what he is doing, he's absolutely the right person for that job for that country. Because I'd compare him to someone like Starmer in this country. You look at something like what happened in Southport. Starmer's covered it up. He's made lies after lies after lies about the whole situation. And he's now come out after the court case that what he said was wrong. Whereas Trump wouldn't be any of that nonsense.
Hang on. Slight timeout. Did you just say that Trump was comparable to Starmer in the UK?
Not comparable. What I'm saying is, if you look at how Starmer is classed as a leader in the UK to how Trump is already behaving as a leader for the US, it's absolutely no comparison who you're picking. You're picking the best person for your country, and all Starmer's done for the UK is take us even further down. Like things like the winter fuel allowance for pensioners. He scrapped that when he said he promised in his manifestation. Yeah. Oh, I'm not going to get rid of that. He was in office for several weeks.
That. Look, I obviously just kind of misheard you or like misunderstood you there because I thought that you would compare the two. But look, no, I am absolutely not in any way, shape, or form going to defend Starmer getting rid of that. Oh, okay. I mean, like you would mention a couple of, or that you would like mention some of kind of Trump's policies and stuff like that. I mean, like what policies is he going to do to like get more jobs in the country? Because that's something that you have brought up as well.
So he's going back to natural gas. He's going back to natural gases, and he's redigging for oil. And again, doesn't affect it doesn't affect the US, so to speak. But then again, it's creating more jobs offshore drilling. There's massive amounts of oil, I think, found in Texas. The amount they found is enough to cover the world for something like 1,000 years. So again, they find that much oil, and they can get that up. That's trillions of dollars for the US and for the near future. And even if you just look at things like the Afghanistan war, for example, when Trump was in power, he flew out to Afghanistan and he basically put out to Hamas and put out to the people in the Afghanistan war about.
Did you just mention the Afghanistan war and Hamas in the same sentence?
Might have got that slightly mixed up, but it was 2018.
No. Whoa. You did do that. You mentioned the Afghanistan war and Hamas in the same sentence.
Yeah.
They've nothing to do with one another. What are you talking about?
No. So I can't remember the war is. Like, I don't know which war it is. There's that many going on at the minute. But he flew out to the Middle East and he basically said around because they're pulling out Afghanistan anyway. The Americans the US have been in Afghanistan for years and they've only started just pulling out. But while Trump was in office in his first term, not a single US soldier was killed in the Middle East.
That is,
and Biden gets in.
That is completely and utterly false.
It's not.
More US service members died in Afghanistan under Trump than under Biden, even including the catastrophe that was the pullout. That is completely and demonstrably false.
It's not.
Well, it absolutely is, and unfortunately, facts don't care about your feelings, and we only deal with facts here. So, thanks for popping up, man. It was. I'd like to say it was fun, but I don't like lying. So. Oh, okay. I have been kind of also reading the live chat there just as we're going along. Emily, I do hear what you're saying, and you've asked for John and now Callum G. Neither of those two guys are waiting to come up, so unfortunately I can't bring them up because they are not waiting to be brought up. I think I got kind of one more left in me, and then we're probably going to call it a night. How you doing?
Yo, man, what's up? Yeah, I'm over 18.
Okay.
I suppose before I want to give my opinion, I want to ask you, why do you think Trump is bad for the US?
I mean, like, do you just want like an overview, or do you want kind of just like an example, like of some policies that he has passed or something like that? Like, because I've gone down through like the list, we'll say that a few times now. So
I'd say just an overview.
I think that the policies that he has passed in his first term and the policies that he is looking to pass now in the second term are going to be detrimental for the US. I think that he is deeply anti-freedom. I think that he is the most anti-First Amendment free speech president that the US has ever seen. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm sure there's probably a few of those that you want to hit on. I don't just want to just bombard you with
it. Yeah, okay, fair enough. I mean, the way I kind of logically look at it is we could probably all agree that most Americans are probably somewhat stupid, but it's also at the same time that if you're electing the same guy twice, you must be doing something right, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I mean, he's like pretty good at kind of spinning a narrative, and he's pretty good at making himself out to be the victim, and he's pretty good at telling people what they want to hear, and he's pretty good at lying to people about what goes on and what has happened to him and all of these other things. Yeah, I mean, he's pretty good at that. He's pretty terrible at leading, though.
I suppose, but like as a politician, I don't think you can please everyone. You know what I mean? Like if we look at it from a war perspective, I think he tried to reduce, war or even the unemployment rate in America. I think world leaders respect him.
World leaders
Putin,
do
Chinese
absolutely not
president,
respect him.
all them
World
guys,
leaders do absolutely not respect him.
or maybe
They
they fear him.
absolutely do not respect him, dude.
Maybe they fear him.
Like,
Could be one of them. I feel like
or it could
done
just
more
be
in
that
one
they are
year than
looking at
Biden
him
has
for
in
the
4
laughing
years.
stock that he is. That's also an option. Could be that.
True. Yeah. I feel like Trump has done more in 1 year than Biden has in 4 years. Like that fella could even formulate a sentence. I don't know why he'd be president,
Look, absolutely. Biden, he has a stammer. He has for years. He was undoubtedly an awful lot more kind of sharp, shall we say, even in 2016 when he was not fucking 2016, 2020 when he was running against Trump the first time. I'm not going to deny that there has been a massive decline in his kind of mental faculties and everything else like that. I am not denying that in any way, shape, or form. But I mean, irregardless, his term, his administration, absolutely did an awful lot of good things. A lot of good things. There was some stuff that he wanted to do that he couldn't get passed through Congress. There was some stuff that he wanted to do that passed Congress that Mitch McConnell wouldn't even introduce onto the floor of the Senate, so it had absolutely no shot of passing. But I mean, like, unfortunately, that's just kind of U.S. politics as normal. That's kind of become normal. So for example, like, Trump is now obviously president, but if the Democrats controlled the Congress and Senate, I mean, like virtually almost no bill that Trump would introduce or would want to be introduced would get passed. I mean, like, that's just politics in the US, man.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like most of the things he said, I know you said earlier that it's what people want to hear, but like, knowing the guy over here in Ireland, I feel like he'll do good for the US. If you look from a positive perspective. Obviously, he's probably going to be doing some bad shit as well, like, but he can't be doing everything good, It's human psychology.
I mean, look, I would have loved to have kind of said that I hope that Trump would have done a good day, but I mean, or a good day, a good job. But I mean, if anything, I mean, like, Trump's first day as president again on the 20th, I mean, like, that kind of squashed any kind of hopes that I thought that he was going to have a good term this time. He undid 78 of executive actions that Biden did. He signed 30 executive orders himself on just his first day, and then then probably Trump's puppet master Elon went out and did a schmatzy salute in front of a crowd of thousands who did not stop cheering for him, and in front of cameras that now the entire world has seen. I mean, like, this
I mean, but that salute action, I mean, Barack Obama did something, and so the other politicians, no one said anything to them.
No, man, no, I'm
No,
sorry.
that did happen.
I'm sorry, man. You've after fallen victim to photos that were taken of. I mean, if you look at the videos that any of those photos belong to, it's of them waving, of them saying hello to people, of them like saying, you up there in the crowd. What, like, I mean, like, there's like, it's just crazy. You look at any of the videos of them doing that, and you know that that's not what they are doing. And also, the reason that I know that you don't believe that's what they were doing is because nobody mentioned it up until Elon did it. Absolutely nobody. Nobody.
I'm
Not a
actually not
single
really
person. Not a
disagree with that, to be honest.
not a single individual, when they saw a photo of I'm just going to rattle off a couple of them that have been kind of seen, because I think I've seen almost all of them. So you've seen photos of AOC, of Hillary Clinton, of Kamala, Tim Walz, Obama. I might be missing one. I don't think that I am, but every single one of those, if you look at the videos associated with those photos, you know that that's not what they are doing. And the reason that I know that you don't think that that's what they were doing is because nobody mentioned it up until now. Nobody knew
Yeah, no, I agree on that.
or
That's
mentioned
fair, that's fair.
a Roman salute up until when Elon did what he did. And just as an absolute, just by the way, kind of little factoid, he's not Roman and he didn't do it in Rome. So doesn't matter.
Yeah, I feel like we're getting off track here. What do you think about his executive order on saying that there's only male and female genders?
I mean, I just disagree with that, with like that as a statement. There are only male and female sexes, but there are definitely more than two genders. 100% there are more than two genders. If you don't think that there is any distinction between sex and gender, I mean,
Oh, that's actually a fair point to get. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, but look, I mean, he also, and this is so kind of crazy to me, from the kind of crowd that loves to talk about biology when they are talking about when they don't think that there is a distinction between sex and gender. They love to talk about biology, but in the wording of one of Trump's executive orders, he said that it is they are only going to recognize the sex at conception. So technically speaking, Trump has now made it a case where people in the US are either female or trans. There is no such thing as men anymore because I am not a biologist. I have like a rudimentary understanding of this, but it is from the 7th week of pregnancy where like your chromosomes and that sort of process starts to happen, and it's where like the protein keeps coming to mind, although that's obviously not the correct wording for it. The female gene is larger than the kind of like male gene, and it is only after the 7th week that they start to kind of form, and you like then either become male or female. So, but if we are just judging this at conception, then it is either you are female or you are trans.
Okay. I kind of don't understand that.
And this, well, but I mean, like this is coming from the party who loves to kind of harp on about biology, and they don't understand it themselves. So it's just kind of funny to me, really.
I also think that Trump's kind of a bit of a traditional man, where like he's trying to get rid of wokeness in the US, which I like. I mean, there's too much craziness in the US, which needs to be toned down, I think.
Well, I mean, like, define woke. What is woke?
Kind of put me on the spot there. You know,
just kind of pretend that I'm an idiot
yeah.
And I've never heard of the concept of woke. Just define it for me.
Kind of put me on the spot. The usual things you see on social media, like, you know, people who kind of just go against just like maybe a fact, just because of something, how they feel, you know, or what they think they should be, you know.
So, empathy is what you have an issue with.
I think so. I feel like he's just trying to be more traditional.
You brought up how people feel and how they... That's what you brought up. It's how
when
people feel.
How they want to feel.
That's
Like,
empathy.
I feel like if he's bringing traditionalism into the US. I think that'll be better in the long term.
You think what would be better in the long term?
Traditionalism.
In what sense? What
In any sense,
type
really.
of
Any topic
traditionalism?
or general category.
Well, I mean, okay. So, are we talking about if a man gets home from work and his wife has burnt the dinner, does he get to beat her? Because that would be traditional.
No.
That's what. Well, okay. So would it be traditional in, like back before women had the right to vote? What form of traditionalism are you wanting to, like, are you talking about? Because I mean, like, if you just talk about traditionalism, like, I mean, like, I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know, just a normal being, really, like just a normal life,
But I mean, define what you're talking about. You say like normal life. Well, I mean, like my life might be completely different to yours, might be completely different to almost everybody else's. So who's to decide? Like, I mean, like frankly, I just don't think that normal as a concept exists. So like, I don't know what you mean by normal. I don't know what you mean by normal.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like a topic, but it's not coming to the top of my head. Anyway, we can switch topic or get someone else on. Up to you.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, man. Yeah, look, we'll just kind of leave it there and we'll move on
Good
there. All
chat,
right.
though. Thank you.
All right, thanks, man. So someone has asked me to define a female. Approximately 50% of the species known as human. I guess. That would be what a female is. I don't know what you thought you were doing there. But anyway, oh, okay. How you doing, John? You've been a little bit of a recurring guest in tonight's stream.
Yeah, no, I tell you, it's a joke. These lads that are coming on, they don't really have their facts before they come on, and they just keep pushing the argument. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I know what you mean, man. Like, but like, look at like I'm 29. I'm turning 30 this year. And
Jeez, well, happy early birthday.
well, I've been doing YouTube kind of like on and off for the guts of a decade, and kind of talking with people kind of online about like politics and stuff like that, like for a couple of years longer. So I mean, unfortunately,
You're more
it's just kind of
experienced in it,
something.
yeah.
Well, unfortunately, it's just kind of something that I'm just kind of used to at this point. Honestly, it is what it is, like really. But it's yeah.
Yeah, like when I moved to Australia, like, you didn't have this kind of just, I think it's the Irish mentality, that they think they know everything, and it's not even their own government that they're confident in what they're speaking on, and they're asking kind of lowball questions, like they're trying to make themselves sound. It's frustrating. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, no, look at I mean like I definitely do. But I mean yeah, I don't know. Like I was kind of hesitating a little bit, kind of back and forth, like about whether to even do a TikTok live. Like I kind of find them entertaining and stuff like that. Like I used to kind of do basically like what was like essentially like a call-in show. So I would
yeah,
have kind
yeah.
of like a prompt kind of like this. And then like people who would disagree would then kind of call in, like, and yeah, I mean it's essentially the same thing. But why I kind of was saying that I was kind of hesitating about it is like, I mean, like I just like I firmly believe that like especially kind of like MAGA Americans, I mean like they just don't live in the same
They're not. They're
like
They have
universe,
a different way
world,
of thinking.
earth,
They've got a different
reality.
upbringing.
It's not just about a different upbringing, man. I mean, like they just don't live in the same reality that I do. Because I mean, if you were to ask me who won the 2020 U.S. election, I would correctly answer Biden. But if you were to ask 80% of MAGA voters, they they would incorrectly say that Trump did. I mean, they're just not living in the same reality as I am. So I mean, like, it's definitely a little bit kind of.
As I
It's
said
weird
earlier,
and
with
it's
Trump being,
wonderful,
you know,
like,
a great
but
businessman, he's able to sell his product, and his product is his brand, and you know he gets everyone backing behind him, and any idea that he has, you know, they will stand by it. I mean, we saw it on January 6th. You know what I mean? You know, referencing history there. You know, it's just, you know, he has the ability.
yeah, no, yeah, no, absolutely. Um, Look, I have one more person who is waiting. We're
Yeah,
gonna
no,
bring
yeah,
him
is
up.
it Emily Collins? Because you know, I was talking with her earlier. We were kind of
It's
trading opinions. You know, if you're not going to let her on, that's grand. But you know,
it's not
she's a
that I'm
great
not
woman. You know,
wanting
she
to
has
let her
great
on,
great
man.
opinions.
I did actually invite Emily to pop up, but she said that she doesn't have live access or something like that. Now, look, I'm not necessarily kicking you, John, or like you can absolutely kind of stay there, like, and whatever else. But yeah,
Yeah, of
it's just
course.
because
Is this a
it's.
recurring thing? These lives? Because I've only
I
really
mean, like,
discussed them tonight.
no, look, I mean, I absolutely doesn't need to pop up tonight. I would just like, I mean, like, this is as I have now. I think this is my third time saying it. Not that it's like necessarily anything on yourself, but I mean, like, this is like literally my first TikTok live. I've never gone live before, so I'm still kind of figuring it out as I'm kind of going. But they will definitely be happening a little bit more often and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, if Emily does get kind of live access back and stuff like that, absolutely, she can pop up. I've nothing against that. Um, but yeah, no, look, I'm gonna bring up the last guy. You can stay exactly where you are, and yeah, we'll go from there.
Yeah, all right. I'll see you, Stephen.
Hello.
How are you, Scott?
I have one question to you. So you're on TikTok, and because of
That
Trump,
would appear to be the case, yeah.
yeah, because of Trump, TikTok is back. So wouldn't that be a conflict of interest?
No,
Or,
not in any way, shape, or form.
well, just thinking about it,
I
Trump.
already have thought about it. It's not a conflict of interest. TikTok was banned on the 19th of this month, and it came back on the 19th of this month. When Trump was a private citizen, he had absolutely zero power. He had zero influence. He had zero control over what was going to happen to do with TikTok. Sure, he promised to do some form of an executive action, but he hadn't done it yet. So absolutely zero credit goes to Trump in reviving TikTok, at least in the
Yeah,
US.
sorry,
I always have
but
it.
can
Because I'm
Callum
not in the
G join
US.
as well?
No.
Oh,
It's one
okay.
person at a time.
Just one more question.
All
So you
ears.
know how Trump like delivers a lot of oil to the US? Could that oil be used?
Okay, wonderful. Where the fuck was he? Okay. Um, let's just go over. Okay, let's just go over some of the live chats that I got there. You're Irish debating on American politics. Yes, because I am autistic, and that is my particular kind of special interest that I absolutely fucking love. Besides which, American politics is just like, well, I mean, to me, in my opinion, it's just a little bit more interesting than almost any other kind of country's politics. Um, Nathan says that the Palestine flags says it all. Well, I'm Irish, so I mean, you shouldn't at all be surprised that I'm on the side of Palestine. I don't know why. Yeah, soft excuse of a man. I mean, wonderful, that you didn't, and Baldy as well. Yeah, wonderful, wonderful. You're really kind of coming out with these 6-year-old insults. How'd that go for you? Um, listen, oh my god, we've had so many people in here. We've had so many people in here. There's been 7 people who have followed the channel. There's been 3,500 likes, which I never in my wildest dreams thought that I was going to get that for my first live. I mean, like, I know one of my mates who has been streaming live on TikTok for a good old while. I'm Catholic. No, I am an atheist. Who has been streaming live on TikTok for a good old while, who only kind of cracked 10,000 likes not even that kind of long ago. So genuinely, it's 3.8. It's just going up and up and up now at the moment. This is, oh my god, amazing. Thank you genuinely to everybody who has shown up, to everybody who has followed. It's at 3.9. We're about to hit 4,000 likes on my first fucking stream. I genuinely, I mean, like, mind blown. Yeah, just thank you to absolutely everybody. I can't guarantee that I'm going to be we've just hit 4,000 likes. I can't guarantee that I'm going to be streaming every single night, but it is definitely going to be more of a recurring thing. I love having conversations. I love having debates and stuff like that. So, oh my god, genuinely, thank you. We are definitely going to be leaving it there. So, yeah, just leaving it there. Just thank you. Now we're up to 9 people who have now followed. Thank you to everybody who has followed, to everybody who has liked. Jesus Christ, we're almost at 4,500. You're blowing my mind here, guys. Genuinely. Can't imagine that it's going to be every night, but it will be definitely an awful lot more often. Genuinely.